This week on the Floor Chapstick podcast, we talk about fat people, aliens, and really just a bunch of other stuff. Roll that new intro.
What are you talking about?
Huh? You like it?
I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
When you sent it to me the other day, I was like, okay, this is
It's solid.
I don't know why. The second one, I was like, I like the second one more. It seemed a little bit louder, but I was like, oh, it's like darker.
I think it just
it's like the
fits
picture
a bit
is darker.
better. Yeah, I don't know.
And you're like, all I did was make it a little bit the screen darker.
Well, no, I just threw a filter on it to give it more of like a retro kind of look.
Yeah.
I guess. Because I was like just playing it because the inspiration for it was. Like if you look at any of our audio versions of the podcast on YouTube, I did the same kind of like layout to make it look consistent. And it looks like when you're listening to the audio episodes on YouTube, it looks like you're listening to like kind of like how they do for music videos and shit like that.
Something like on or something like on like if you were to pull up a song on your computer, it's like just a little logo thing and the
exactly.
song title track and the artist.
Which I thought that would kind of look cool for the intro if I threw something on it and I had it change. And I'm like, well, I really like that lo-fi kind of hip-hop intro deal that people do. So I thought, why not find something that fit what we do? And I thought the whole, what are you talking about? just really fit. Like I feel like 90% of the time when people listen to our podcast, that's what they're thinking.
I think it's more than 90% of the time. In case you haven't noticed this week yet, unless my fat head is blocking the way.
Most likely
it is. My girlfriend's actually sitting in with us this week. She's going to chime in every once in a while, hopefully. And in case you didn't notice as well, we got a logo in the back now.
Yeah, look at that. Now my fat head's in the way, huh?
Yeah. Maria actually drew it and colored the 90% of it. So.
Yeah, you helped with what seemed like was the R, I think.
No,
the R and the C.
Yeah, the R and the C helped out a little bit.
And the TICK and the tick.
No, I colored the T. You colored the IC.
And the K. I did the K.
Wow.
No, I did
Way
the
to be
K.
a liar.
I finished the K.
No, you didn't finish the K.
I did.
No.
All right.
No. I'm just going to block you now. You're canceled for the rest of the episode.
Real nice. So, on to our first topic of the week is what the hell happened last week? I'll let Nate explain that for a bit.
So last week, for those of you who don't follow me on Instagram or anything like that,
which you should follow us both and the podcast socials,
Twitter and Instagram. We're working on. I haven't decided on Facebook yet. Probably not.
Nah.
But no, last week I was coming home from Maria's and I just fell asleep behind the wheel, and next thing I know, my car hit a tree.
Yeah.
I totaled the car, and my head hit the windshield. The airbag went off.
You want me to like flash pictures on the screen while you're talking about it?
Yeah, because did I send you them?
You sent me one of them, but I'll get the other two.
Okay, yeah, I'll send you. I have a few, and then I'll send them a picture of the tree too. But yeah, it was it was scary, man. I
can imagine.
I ended up with a few like lacerations on my chest. It was like a big seatbelt bruise on my chest, a couple burns on my seatbelt burns and bruises on my hips. I broke my big toe on my left foot, and I cracked my sternum, which my toe feels better. It was like
we're not going to include pictures of the toe.
No. Yeah, no. Sorry, fetish people.
Yeah, that's a bit weird.
That's that'll cost you. I charge money for that one.
Feet pics, $80 a pop.
Oh, man, you're cheap.
I mean, hey, gotta bring in business somehow.
That $160 a pop for maybe $80 per toe, or like $20 a toe.
That's fair. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
No, you get $20 a toe, $100 for the whole foot. You get 5 times 20, it's 100. So
look at you, Mr. Math Boy.
Hey, I didn't take math senior year, so like
it shows.
And I didn't take math. It definitely does show because if I can't do basic out like. I need a fucking calculator now. I suck at math. I'm so bad.
I mean, it's a very like you're either really good and you actually enjoy math, or you just hate it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And usually they correlate. Like if you're good, you like it. If you're bad, you don't.
Right.
So on with the show.
Yes.
So I remember I was I think the day you texted, it was Saturday, and I was still sleeping. It was
No,
probably
it was
around
Sunday because we were gonna record on Saturday, but I
that's
was out
right.
of town.
Yeah, that's right.
Which,
so,
by the way, I went and got to meet James Michael Tyler, who played Gunther in Friends.
oh, that's cool.
That was awesome. The Remembrance, the guys who wrote and recorded the original song were there.
Mm-hmm.
Marie got a couple pictures on the couch, on the actual Friends couch.
That's cool.
It was a really cool day that day.
Yeah, but so yeah, I was sleeping because I didn't wake up until about 7 because I knew we were gonna meet at 7:30, and I see a text and it's like, hey, got into an accident, can't record today. Well, you didn't say you couldn't record, but you're like, yeah, I got into an accident. I'm like, the fuck, what happened?
No, I said.
I'm pretty sure you said I got into an accident, and I replied with like, what are you all right? I said, Jesus, dude, you all right? Like, yeah, and sent me a picture and just your fucked up car.
Oh yeah, I said just got into a terrible accident. Are you for real? Sorry, I just woke up and sent a picture of car. Jesus, are you all right? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm guessing we're skipping this week then. Please.
Yeah. No, that I was just like, I'm pretty sure he's not gonna want to record a podcast. Like, what was it? Not even an hour after the accident.
Oh yeah, came home and like I just immediately vomited, and Maria and my grandma were both like, "You need to go to the hospital." I was like, "I want to go," and then when I got to the hospital, I was like, "I want to go to work," and they're like, "You need to stay overnight." I was like, "All right,
Talk
fine."
about a workaholic, huh?
No. I've called off out of the 24 shifts I've had at my other job. I've worked 8.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I got
That's
into,
a third. Look at that, man.
Yeah. I got into big trouble with that one last night.
I would assume so.
It was she was not too happy with that. She stuck her. You want to chime in on that one?
I don't know. What do you want me to say?
I don't know. Well,
I got you the job, and I supported you. And
Go ahead and just kind of get right up on that
I
mic.
stuck
There you
my
go.
neck out for you, and recommended you, and swore you were good, and then you show up for a third of your shift. So feels good.
Good job. Real good job. Well, that's like with Ryan. Before he moved to Utah the first time,
wait. How many times did he move? The first time with his mom?
the first time was his mom.
Okay.
Yeah. He didn't tell me that he was moving to Utah. He didn't tell me until maybe like 3 days.
You guys were working
before.
together?
No, the thing is that I told him go work at Target because I was still working at the store that I was working at the time before I got out of that situation. So I was like, hey, just work there with me. I'll most likely be your trainer if you're in electronics, and we'll get you settled. We'll get you a job. We'll get you back on your feet because I think he had just got fired or quit from his previous job.
Yeah, and I remember this was at the time where he was really trying to stay, and like,
Yeah.
this is the first time he asked, like, oh, hey, fuck me, I just deleted the notes from this week. God damn it.
But yeah, I was just like, dude, just get a job with me. We'll do this. We'll get it done. Turns out he decided to tell me that he was moving after he didn't show up for the interview, and I'm like, dude, why didn't you? What happened? Where were you? What were you doing? He's like, dude, I'm moving. I'm like, fucking where? Where could you be moving right now? Like Utah? What?
Yeah. Like, why Utah of all places?
Well, yeah, why Utah? But then why didn't you tell me before I went and recommended you to my store, to my HR? Tell him, yeah, he's a bit of an idiot, but he's a good kid, and he does work hard when he works.
Yeah.
And it's like, I actually don't know about his work ethic, but still. Like,
I mean, he lived with me for a while, and
I think that was before he even moved back and started working with you. I'm almost 100% sure.
Yeah, this was when he moved back from Texas the first time.
Yeah.
I told him to come out here with $2,000 and a job. And he came out here with $20 and no job.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, it was a rough going for a while.
Yeah.
A lot of hotels, a lot of money, about $1,500 wasted, at least $1,500 on the drain.
Well,
But,
you said he was living with your brother, right?
He was. My brother had gotten, quote unquote, kicked out of his house.
Yeah.
Which turned out to be a lie. He left on his own accord. So I was trying to support the both of them and get an apartment for the 3 of us. I took out a $3,000 loan on a Toyota. I gave him each $1,000.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, I gave him each $1,000 after the apartment bailed out. So I spent about $500 of my own money on trying to get the apartment for us.
Mm-hmm.
The guy, the homeowner, the leasing off agent never got back to me. No, it was $150. Sorry, it was $50 per person for the application, and then this is $200. Sorry, $50 per applicant, and then a $50 application fee.
Gotcha.
It's $200 of my own money. So, and then we had like $2,800 left. So I was like, all right, you guys got $1,000 each. Make this last.
Yeah.
Within a week, it was both gone.
I don't understand how you do that.
I don't know. And my grandma finally after Trevor moved back to his dad's, my grandma finally let Ryan started living here. We got internet. It was good for a while. He paid rent once. And then around Christmas time, my grandma kicked him out on Christmas.
That's fucked up.
And like for my grandma, that's like a huge thing to do. But she's just, I don't know. She has a problem with anyone who's not me.
Mm-hmm.
And even if it is me, she's got a problem with it. So like it was just not a good situation at all.
Mm-hmm.
And
I can imagine.
You know, I feel like ever since he left Palatine, he hasn't had really a good situation in life, and a lot of it's been his own doing, a lot of it's been other people's doing.
I'd say it's been probably a good 60-40 his fault to other
Yeah,
people's fault.
definitely. And he definitely knows that as well.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to listen to this.
He takes a lot of responsibility.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And I think he realizes that we're not trying to shit on him. Ryan, we love you, buddy.
No, I'm trying to shit on you, you fucking asshole. I'm just kidding.
But no, it is kind of like, it's kind of, I don't know. He was in a weird place for a long time, and I think he's doing better now.
Oh, he's doing
as
a
far
lot
as I
better
can
now.
tell.
He's got a full-time job.
I think something that helped was that he got out of here, because here always seemed to have some sort of like situation that he had gotten himself into.
I mean,
because he had been so comfortable.
This state's a fucking shithole.
Well, not just that, but like the people that he would hang out with and the fucking areas that he would hang around, it just ended up getting him in shitty situations.
Maria is the only reason I'm still in this state. Like, Maria is the only reason I live here.
Yeah, I was talking to my parents, and I'm like, they obviously said don't worry about moving out unless you absolutely have to, because you know they don't want me going and forcing myself to have to deal with this shit. But when I finally move out, I am about 70% sure I'm moving out of the state.
Yeah, it's too expensive. Right now, it's too expensive to move anywhere else but Wisconsin or Iowa.
Or even Indiana is at least okay too. Because at least Indiana's property taxes and all that, like their taxes in general, are way like Northwest
your property
Indiana.
taxes is low, but the price of a property is high.
Not as much as it is in Illinois though. So if you're able to get out of it, like not necessarily Northwest Indiana, because there is a lot of Illinois and Chicago type influences there. But if you can get to Northeast Indiana or anywhere south of that, you're golden. As long as you're out of the general area, you should be fine.
I found out the other day that Lake County actually has a higher property tax than Cook County does.
Really?
Yeah.
But Cook County has higher tax. Oh no, yeah, what?
Lake County has lower taxes overall, higher property tax, cheaper housing prices because the high property tax is higher.
Yeah. See,
but
when you said that, I processed it as they have lower property. Like they're higher property prices.
Well, it's the prices are lower for the property because it's so sparse out there.
Yeah.
It's not sparse, whatever.
Sparse.
Same fucking word. You get my fucking point. I'm a dumbass. You
not
guys,
good at math nor English.
For the people who consistently listen to this, you know I'm a fucking idiot. So like,
I don't think there's anyone who does consistently listen to this anymore. I actually just talked to my buddy last night. He's like, yeah, I'm like 4 episodes behind. He's been listening to him over the past 3 days.
Who, CJ Wolfie?
No. I actually don't know if he's been listening.
I don't think so either.
I've only been talking to him every once in a while because I haven't been able to go to his streams. But no, it was one of my buddies. You know when we were doing that thing where we were like saying shout outs to who our best listener was?
Yeah.
That was him. Remember how we didn't know? Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh. Do we have anybody this week?
I don't even know. Well, we haven't released anything for the past 2 weeks. No, so.
But speaking. Oh my God! Again with the.
Wow.
You know, I was telling you earlier about the Tom Welling thing.
Mm-hmm.
Look, you know how what name I just said?
Yeah,
Look what just popped up when I opened it. That's fucking creepy, dude.
Perfect timing, huh?
Right.
So yeah, Adon.
So
the last baby.
He's a top listener in the last week.
Look at that.
13 plays.
There you go. Attaboy. Hey, Adon, I love you, baby.
4 plays on the episode 6. DJ Kivo.
He might have it might be like you listen to it, go away from it for a bit, come back to listen to it.
It's one whole play.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, because I tried it. I would try to boost our listens by playing it on my phone and then going on Maria's laptop and playing it there and then like refreshing the page and stuff. But it wouldn't update it on the phone.
Gotcha.
So it's one whole playthrough.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So sometimes I'll just open Spotify and just plug my phone in, turn it down. Like sometimes, like the other day.
Are we
at
on
work,
Spotify yet?
No, it's SoundCloud.
I was gonna say.
That dude, they've been giving me issues, them and Apple.
We need to. We'll figure it out because I know there's got to be an easy way around it.
I don't know. I know Apple's a lot easier, but it's just something with our RSS feed. I think now that we're on YouTube, it'll be a lot easier.
Hopefully.
And I can include the. I don't know if it gives you when you upload it, if it gives you the option to include the link in an RSS feed.
I think you can.
Because I know for SoundCloud it does.
Yeah, I'm almost 100% sure that you can on YouTube. So we'll see.
So yeah, I'll look into that this week.
But funny thing about the YouTube, I know that we had a bunch of other topics that we were going to talk on, but thinking of the plays and everything, to the one person who viewed the episode with Danny,
gay,
you are. Oh, that was my buddy Andrew.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But to the.
No, the one with Danny actually has more now. I think.
Oh, does it? Last I saw it only had one view.
It's got like 10.
It's just really funny that all of them have at least a couple plays, a couple views. Just
the one with Danny still has one.
I just seeing that it makes me so happy. I'm like, that was probably one of our best episodes.
Dude, episode 3 is 25.
Yeah, the one with our top album. It's because the previous subscriber base was a music subscriber. Like they subscribed for the music stuff that was on the channel. Which guys, we'll try and get the new intro video out because the one that we had recorded before this, the lighting looked like shit. I think I might have told you. I don't remember.
No, I didn't know about that.
But the lighting looked like garbage. We'll try and introduce it. If you're listening to this, thank you. You didn't need the intro video, but
I mean, I don't know at this point if it's really. I mean, we should still put it out there just to give an idea of what we're about.
But this was originally a channel that I used for a lot of my backup stuff, like music videos and live shows and stuff that I liked. But I gained a bunch of subscribers through that, and probably most of them saw this and were like, "What the fuck is this? Like, this isn't what I subscribe for. Who are these guys? Who are these jackoffs?" So if you are listening to this, I appreciate you sticking around, even though this is a pretty big change. I know I threw a couple things out in the community that didn't get any sort of likes or anything like that. But yeah, so if you guys are watching this, we appreciate you sticking around. So we're going to take a quick 5-minute break, and we will be back in just a moment.
Awesome. And we're back. Sorry, I had to take a dump and wipe my butthole.
Wow. Descriptive.
And yes, I do wipe my ass.
That is great to hear.
No, I know there's some people in this world who probably look at me and like, does he wipe his ass? Yes, I do.
Not very well.
Can we unplug her?
I mean, you can if you want. I don't know which one she's plugged into.
I don't know either. I don't want to risk it. Damn it.
Oh, shit. I think I have some of my low end cut out. I'm going to try and adjust that real quick.
Always with the roasts. Maria always comes up with these 16-bar roasts. So that's the first bar. Just give it like a little bit. I'm going to say something and slip up, and she's just going to fucking throw it in there.
It shouldn't take very long.
No, it shouldn't. It never does.
All right. So this is... this is...
No.
Jesus.
You set me up for that one. That was too easy.
Game, set, and match, buddy.
No, game. It just game. Set and match hasn't happened yet.
Well, true. All right, so this is a quick question that I was talking to one of my friends about last night. What's your favorite root beer?
Oh.
I like root beer a lot, so this was a tough question when I thought of it.
Do you have an answer, Maria? Favorite root beer brand?
Favorite root beer? It starts with a B. I don't know what.
Barks?
Yeah.
Oh,
Barks?
that's mine too.
See, I can't decide between A&W or Spreckers.
A&W is
I don't think I've had
overrated.
Spreckers.
Spreckers is a Milwaukee-based root beer, brewed and bottled there. They also have cream soda, orange
Sorta.
cream soda, orange soda. There's like blackberry soda. It's so good.
I don't think I feel like I've heard of the brand, but I've never had it.
Yeah, it's very good. I'm gonna go with A&W though.
Okay, yeah, because I was thinking
Barks is damn good
Yeah, right.
It's definitely more rooty.
Yes, absolutely. It has more of a bite, hence the term "Bark's got bite."
Oh, I didn't know that. I used to think it was. I used to think it was bangs.
What?
Yeah, I never noticed. Used to know. I didn't know how to read cursive, so I thought it was bangs. Bangs root beer.
What does that mean?
Chapstick.
The only reason he knows that is because that's what the name.
Shut
of the, That's what the name of the show is.
Yes, but the only
alright.
thing I can write in cursive is my name
I
and
don't
my
even
initials.
Do that. I
just
just
my
fucking-
initials.
Okay.
Yeah,
They don't even teach it in school anymore,
which is ridiculous because it was shoved down my throat as a kid.
it was shoved down everybody's throats. So.
Same with typing. I still.
You're like your grandmother typing.
No, my grandma's like this.
It's a good thing this is in a video format now, so this joke actually translates. Because if you did that a couple weeks ago, that would not have translated to any degree.
Our audio listeners aren't gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
Well, that's just more reason for them to go to youtube.com/channel/Floor Chapstick Podcast. I think is how the URL format
Something
works.
like that. Dude, the other day I realized that like I have to start watching and listening to the podcasts that I follow on YouTube because they're getting more into like visual stuff and like you can hear it and like it's the video the sound of the video is fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
And like the laughter is contagious. But it's like I went back and I watched some of the clips and it makes it 10 times funnier.
Absolutely. That's the thing with good, like especially just good video, even if it's not that entertaining with us going all crazy and everything, a good video can help a lot with the experience because like when you tell a joke, you see everybody's reaction, it makes a big difference. But I thought you were going to bring up something else because I actually had something on the next little topic. We'll do this and then we'll go into what we were going to do last week before Nate fucked up.
Are we going to talk about final scores and everything from last week?
Oh yes, we will do that as well. Let's touch on this and then we'll get into that. We'll just touch on it real quick. I know a lot of you guys probably get bored of the sports talk, but we'll just do real quick run through. Like literally, we're not even gonna tell you what our scores are. We might give you like a game of the week if we really can think of it.
I want to do that.
Okay, then come up with a game of the week. You'll do this week's, I'll do next week's. We'll just transition and do game of the week.
Game of the week. Oh, for this week. I thought you meant for like this week, as in like the past.
No. Game of the week for this week, like which one that we think you should watch. This is what happens when we start talking about sports. We get off track way more than anything else.
Yeah.
So,
after Thursday's game, I started thinking about maybe posting on the Instagram of just like a quick video of what we think Thursday's game is going to be. Because after what happened this week, it made me start thinking. And then the next coming Thursdays are Rams Seahawks, and then the week after that's Patriots somebody. So Thursday night's getting picked up.
So we'll talk about that later. This is something that I was thinking about when I was redoing the episodes to put onto YouTube. Have you listened to any of our old podcast episodes? Like any of them?
Yeah, I listened to all of them.
Like recently?
No, not in like a week.
I listened to the first episode when I was getting it ready for YouTube. Something fucked up in the audio, so our voices sound a little bit weird, but you can just hear how uncomfortable we were. Like I thought like at the time we were doing pretty well.
Yeah.
Like we were like, oh yeah, this is normal. This feels good. Nice.
Really?
Weak.
Good job.
Oh, that was
fucking
forced.
pathetic. But just listening to him now, you could hear us kind of talking a little bit like this. We have a lot like you could hear our posture. Like we were talking like this the entire time, right up on the mic. Now it's like I have to pull back from the mic because we're talking so much more. Your mic posture still sucks, but
Fuck off.
It is incredible how much it really has changed. I feel like we've gotten a lot better.
Handheld mic.
Yeah, but I mean, it's
I
not
would
an
switch
excuse.
with her and just hold it. Really.
I mean, you could.
All right, fine. Let's do that then.
Wow, guys, we're getting different. We're getting different audio from Nate.
Oh yeah.
But don't eat the mic.
I'm not gonna eat the mic.
That's what you do when you're
I don't
on
eat the
stage.
mic when I'm on stage. This
Yes,
is
you
eating the
do.
mic. No. Oh, Billie Eilish announced her tour.
Yeah, but it's gonna be like fucking $500 a ticket from scalpers and shit. I'm not.
The tickets go on sale next week. Pre-sale's already on sale.
Yeah,
No, it's
that's the
not.
problem.
Pre-sale starts the 31st.
No, if you're a part of the club,
30th. There's no 31st.
The part of
God damn it.
the club already start.
No, it didn't, because I signed up for it.
Oh.
Oh,
course you did.
see, getting schooled.
Game of the week, real quick. Cowboys Saints Sunday night.
I think that's gonna be a good one. So yeah, I just want to touch on that. I was like listening to old episodes. It's so weird seeing how much we've grown. I feel like we've grown quite a bit.
This
so
is so much more comfortable. You have no idea.
even though you're practically out of frame at this point.
Oh, whatever. You can still hear me.
So that defeats the purpose of the video. So okay, yeah. So I'll
Alright,
just
now
flash
I'm in
like
frame.
I'll
Here we
flash
go.
this week. This is this week's predictions. Nate's is gonna be on this side, mine on this side, obviously because it's our specific sides. Makes sense. Duh. But just to go over what our scores are so far. Overall, last week I went 11-4 with 2 correct score guesses, so I get +10 on that. Nate was 9-6 +2. So currently the overall record is me with 32, 12, and 1, and a +30 for scores, and then Nate has a 28, 16, and 1 record with +25. So that brings the scores to 126 for me and 109 for Nate. It's
Getting
still a close
close.
race. It's still a close
We
race.
still got a lot of weeks left.
The thing is
What
that
the fuck happened to your phone?
oh, that's been broken since my mom had it.
I just
It's
noticed
been,
that.
Yeah, it's been fucked. But yeah, so because I mean, we started off. I started off really strong because the start of the NFL season, I was 8-0 to start. Yeah, and then I ended 11-3-1.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and then I had a +10. Week 2, I was 10-5 with a +10, and this week I was 11-4 with a +10. So I've had 2 correct scores every week consistently, and I've had at least double-digit wins. You went 9-5-1, 10-5, and 9-6 the first 3 weeks.
I'm like the Cowboys the last couple of years.
So, yeah,
Hey, I still make the playoffs.
you don't go very far.
Playoffs.
So
What are we talking about?
yeah,
Playoffs?
that was sports.
That was a pretty good impression. Playoffs.
Playoffs. You don't want to talk about playoffs? Fuck off. All right. So, last week, what we were going to talk about, like that, it was going to be our main topic until we didn't record it. The Area 51 raid happened, which just ended up being a big old party. It looked like
Dude, it was like the day of, like 75 people showed up, and then throughout the weekend there was only like 3,000 total people out of the million people that signed.
It was
said
2
they were
million.
in. It was 2.
Yeah. I mean, I was expecting about that much. Like, I knew it was just going to be a party. No one was actually going to go there to raid Area 51,
alien stock. Apparently 2 guys got arrested trying to cross into the crossover
Well, of
fence.
course, you're always going to get those
But
fucking idiots.
At the same time, I didn't read the article. I just saw the headline.
Mhm.
Somebody shared it, and it was like, thisisnews.com, so I'm pretty sure it's a fake
Gotcha,
news.
yeah. But yeah, so it was just something we wanted to. It was fresh at the time. That's why we don't want to touch on it too much. But something that still is kind of prevalent, like something that we can still talk about, is: do you believe in aliens?
Oh, 100%.
Absolutely. I don't think there's any way around it.
I don't think they're... For one, as someone who doesn't believe in religion, that's definitely... There's no way that we are the only form of, like, humanoid...
Some sort of intelligent life.
humanoid life form. I mean, plants are
They don't
intelligent
even have to
life.
be. Well,
That's intelligent. It takes...
intelligence is.
So
really
we're the
a
only...
pl-
I don't think we're the only humanoid beings with a conscience in the world.
in the world. I would assume so.
In the universe.
Yeah, no, I feel like it's very ignorant to think otherwise, to say that we're alone in the universe.
Do you believe in aliens?
I believe there are humans on other galaxies, but I don't believe in aliens.
That's technically an alien then, because they aren't
How?
from...
They're
Well,
still
okay.
humans.
Well,
I mean,
it's-
someone coming over from Syria is an alien,
No.
technically.
an
Yeah,
alien
because
is
they're
just
not-
someone who isn't currently from our, we'll just say planet in this case.
Geospace.
Yeah, it's someone. It is a life form that isn't originated from where you are from. So technically, alien can be from another country because they're not from your country,
Right.
or in this case, another planet.
That's what the dictionary form is.
Deformed.
Deforms.
God, I'm all over
That's
the
what
place.
deformation is.
I'm not even stoned this morning either, dude. Like,
You're
what?
just stupid.
I need, see, this is why I get stoned before we record, so I don't have fuck ups like this, or I don't have as much. But so you're saying you believe in like different
there
dimensions?
has to be different galaxies. We live in the Milky Way galaxy. There's other galaxies.
So do you
So
think
you think we're
there's-
the only ones in this galaxy?
Yeah.
I don't
think
think
there's
so.
one per galaxy.
So do you
I
think
don't know.
there's
That
in
seems like
another?
it's a little bit small.
Well, the Milky Way is inside the Andromeda galaxy. So
Right.
do
Milky
you?
Way, what?
Yeah, the Milky
No,
Way is
Andromeda and
No,
here's
Oh,
the
no, yeah,
Andromeda
yeah, yeah,
galaxy,
yeah.
and here's the Milky
Okay,
Way galaxy.
So, what do you think in the Andromeda galaxy? Do you think there's somebody else in 3 other people in the same exact room having the same exact conversation at the same
No.
exact time? I wholeheartedly believe there is, because the effect of infinity means there's something, the same exact thing that has happened up in every form of history up until that pause right there has happened in infinite amount of times throughout the universe. And I always remember, if anyone tells me I fucked up or I could do better, just like, apparently not.
I
Joe
mean,
Rogan said it best. I'm just paraphrasing Joe there, but
Joe's actually smart though, so I mean, no, but I absolutely.
I'm gonna quit.
Bye.
This is why I don't talk.
Yeah, man. Just a quick side tangent. Looking at the old audio podcast, it's a lot better now than it used to be. But goddamn, I talked a lot. Cause I mean, it's like I always had more to say. But
Yeah, I just like threw you the ball, and
Yeah.
you were like, home run. I was, oh, there we go.
oh shit, he's gonna run the bases for 20 minutes while I just stand here.
Figure out what pitch I'm gonna throw next.
Meanwhile, I'm just getting my warm up swings ready to go.
Yeah, right. Taking BP.
But yeah, I feel like we're a lot more even now, but I still do like seeing some of it. I do talk a lot. So it's just funny that you are the host and yet I'm the one who talks the most. And I've done the intro like 6 times.
I
But
definitely should not have let you do the intro anymore after your Billie Eilish thing.
that wasn't an intro though.
No,
No,
what was the damn son?
Yeah, that was Freddie something or other. That was a TikTok thing.
Maria's a big TikToker fan.
I love TikTok.
fan.
TikToker? I'm not a TikToker.
TikTok fan. She's a big
I'm a
TikTok
fan of TikTok.
So am I.
But
It's the new Vine.
yeah, yeah, I
We
mean,
had that conversation.
it's not
before.
too far off to say that. Different vibe, but just the general idea it is the same. So yeah. So now on to the next topic. Did you have one that you wanted to talk about? Because the whole alien thing, we're on the same page, so it's kind of hard to have a conversation about it.
If you don't believe in aliens,
You're a fucking idiot.
Well, yeah, that, and I want you to go look up the story of Barney and Betty Hill.
Mm-hmm.
They were an American couple who claimed they were abducted by aliens in New Hampshire from, I think it was mid-September. Just recently, the anniversary quote was recently September 19th to 20th, 1961. It was recognized as the first widely publicized report of an alien abduction here in the United States.
Wow.
The incident came to be called as the Zeta Reticuli incident, which is they were saying that like so Betty remembers they were driving down the road and she just saw this like big flashing light, and the next thing she knows, she's waking up in this like all nothing but metal room, and people are like looking over her, poking her, prodding her, talking about how they need to keep her safe. And she described these people as
aliens,
oval-shaped, oblong head with big gray eyes and gray skin.
The problem that I have with that is that it's such like a generic. It's such a generic description of an alien.
But it was in the 60s, so it was the first ever, like,
okay,
I
guess
is the
that's
first
fair.
time anyone had ever talked about aliens or anything like that.
Okay.
And ever since, like, the description of the UFO itself is she look into binoculars, quote, observed an odd-shaped craft flashing multicolored lights travel across the face of the moon, and then pick them up. And the next thing she knows, she's back on. She remembers driving down the road, and I should have. That would have been a good one in the mic. Damn
Yeah,
it.
I'm glad you didn't.
That was a waste.
You would have overloaded the capsule because you don't have a fucking pop filter now.
No, she just remember Barney. He said he remembers like waking up, driving down the road, and then waking up in a field the next day.
Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't remember anything that happened. But she remembers everything.
Gotcha.
So it's like that's why they started to accept it, because like they maybe kept her awake so she could like tell the story of what happened, but they
Why would they want her to tell the story though?
That's the ultimate question.
I feel like
Why would anybody want to tell a story?
the problem is that
It's a simple question. Why would anyone want to tell a story? Because they want someone else to know what happened.
Sure, no, but why would the aliens make themselves like? Why would they let her stay awake to tell the story? Like, why would that be?
Because maybe she was the one they decided. Okay, maybe they've been around for thousands of years and looking for thousands of years for the one person to tell the story of them that they're real.
What
and
was so
she
special
was the
about
one.
that cunt?
Who knows? Who knows? That's the fucking ultimate question.
I think she's just the fucking.
What was so special that? I don't want to say Paul Revere. It's gonna piss off a lot of right wingers.
Well, where are you getting your sources from? What webpage did you just find that story on?
Oh, I found the majority of the information through history books and what I've been told, but the synopsis, 90% of it was what I said was from Wikipedia.
Exactly.
But Wikipedia has turned
Wikipedia is actually a fair
credible source now.
Yeah, because they actually go through every article. They have people who go through the articles and fact checked, and it's kind of hard to have fake articles at this point. And trust me, I've tried.
I got a lot of my articles from Snopes, a lot of my information from Snopes.
I don't trust Snopes as much as a lot of people do.
Well, the Chuck E. Cheese story on Wikipedia is wrong.
Well, I don't even know what you're referencing.
On Wikipedia, it says Velcro grows on trees.
Exactly. You're just further proving my point.
But I'm saying not all things on Wikipedia are wrong. A lot of them are, a lot of them aren't. But what I said from the Wikipedia is what is also known.
Well, no,
from
I
people
have
who
heard the
know about
story
the
not just from
Barney and Betty
Wikipedia.
Hill story.
But I mean,
and it's not the only. Granted, it's not the only alien abduction story out there. There's plenty of other ones.
The problem that I have is that I don't believe. I believe in aliens. I believe they exist. I believe that they are around in the galaxy and all that shit. I don't believe that they visited Earth. I just don't think that. I'm sure that there is.
What about the video that Tom DeLonge shot? And the
I
Navy
did see
confirmed
that. I mean, the thing is that I just don't. I didn't actually watch it. I'll be completely clear with you.
It's pretty damning evidence.
I just don't. The thing is that I do not. It's just hard to, believe that something like that could come up like that.
There's two videos. The one it didn't. Tom DeLonge, however you say it, the Blink-182 singer. He didn't shoot the video. He was the one who put it on the internet. He got it from a guy who he knew in the Navy who was flying the plane. And in the video, you can hear the Navy fighter pilots like, "What the?" They're like, "What the hell is that?" They're laughing. They're like, "Wait, this is something we've ever seen before."
Yeah.
And the one guy on the thing is like, "Is that a UFO? Is that a UFO? Like, what the hell is going on?" And then just last week, the Navy confirmed. The Navy admitted, like, "Yeah, this is an unidentified flying object. We've never seen this before. It's not a drone. It's not from this Earth."
Mm-hmm.
And who was the guy? The Area 51 whistleblower. He was just on Joe's podcast. They just did a Netflix movie about him.
Fucked if I know.
Fuck. Oh my God. Is the biggest.
Just professional guys. We're always looking at our phones.
He's the biggest alien supporter. God damn it.
This could be a lot easier.
Bob
if we had
Lazar.
There we go.
Bob Lazar. I didn't even have to bring it up. It just came up. Google Bob Lazar. That's all you need. If you don't believe in aliens,
Bob Laser.
Google Bob Lazar.
Laser.
It's Lazar.
Laser.
It's spelled Laser. Lazar. BOBLAZAR. Google him.
I don't think they needed help spelling Bob. That was the thing that they needed to spell the least.
I'm just on a fucking roll today, aren't I? Jesus.
So
moving on.
Yeah, moving on. I feel like the same. I mean, I would say we can move on to the ghost thing. I just think that's going to be a conversation that goes on for too long for no good reason. I don't believe that specters and ghosts can show themselves to people if they did exist. I just don't believe it. I can't.
You don't believe in ghosts?
No, not really.
What about spirits?
I don't really. The thing
There's
is
a
that
difference.
I don't know the difference, nor do I really care. I'm sure you're gonna tell me.
I think spirits are the ones that people can actually see.
Okay.
And ghosts are the ones that just like move shit across the room without. I was in a house once cleaning. I was staying overnight because we were cleaning it out. The person in there they had died recently, so we were clearing out their estate.
Mm-hmm.
And we were staying there, and I remember at night, I was the only one who stayed in that house. All the drawers, doors, everything was shut, locked, and I made sure
doors,
of it.
and automobiles?
Yep, everything was shut, locked, windows, everything. The next morning, I shit you not, I'm the only one who knew where this house was, who had the key to the house, anything like that. Nobody else knew where I was. Nobody, anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
The next morning, I wake up. All the doors are wide open. The windows are wide open. The drawers in the kitchen are wide open. The silverware is everywhere. There's 6 forks stabbed into the wall. Like, come on.
But if you're cleaning out the estate, then how are you the only one that knew where it was with other people?
Because I was the only one there that day. Like, I was the only one who knew I was there that day.
You and a bunch of people were cleaning out an estate.
Yes, I was the first one there. I was the one who was... This was the first day.
You were the only one that knew where you were then.
Yes, that day. Because the other people had not come to the estate yet. They hadn't
But they knew where it was.
No. Not entirely. They knew the general area in the town. They didn't know what house it was.
Mm-hmm. Fishy.
Yeah.
You get my point.
No, I understand what you're trying to say.
At a house, I was the only one there. I went to sleep. Everything was fine. I woke up. There's 6 fucking forks in the wall. Everything is thrown everywhere. And it's like, what?
Well, I don't understand how you wouldn't have woken up through that.
I didn't.
I'm just saying, it's like
I can sleep through a lot of things, but a lot of things I can't.
The thing is that I've had shit where it's like, oh, that
I
was
mean,
spooky.
I almost slept through a house fire once.
That's
You
just
slept
your own.
through your car ride home.
I did sleep through my car ride. See what I mean with the bars over here?
That was good. That was good. But I mean, I've had some spooky shit happen that's like, that's fucked up. I remember at my parents' wedding, my cousin and I were going exploring because they got the place that they got was like this big old mansion that they rented out.
How old were you when your parents got married?
7 or 8.
Oh,
So,
really?
2007. So yeah, I was 8 years old. So my cousin and I, we were going around upstairs, which was like, it looked like a bunch of old family shit. Like it was a mansion that these people owned and were renting out. But I remember there was like a, what's it called? Like, what's the thing where you open up the box and the little ballerina thing spins around, like the music boxes? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I don't know the exact term for it.
Yeah, but
I actually think it is a music box.
whatever. But there was one upstairs. It was a little guy. It was
I
probably
almost called it a tourniquet.
about yay big. What?
I almost called it a tourniquet.
Jesus Christ. But it was a little guy. Probably about, actually, we'll say about as big as my phone. So, we were up there and we were just kind of, running around looking at shit, just being stupid kids. And I remember it was something that we looked at, we noticed it, but we were just like, hey, that's cute. All right, let's go. And we leave the room, and when we turn around the corner, the thing fucking just falls on the ground. The little music box that we noticed falls on the ground, and it was fucking heavy. Like, you could hear it sound like a rock just slamming against the ground. So we like peek around the corner, and we saw there was a music box, and we fucking book it down the stairs. I've had spooky shit like that happen a couple times throughout my life, but it was never anything that really made me be like, oh, there's ghosts.
The one time that I have walked into somewhere and the one thing that solidified my belief in ghosts was walking in the front doors of the Stanley Hotel.
I don't.
Stanley Hotel is where they shot The Shining.
Okay.
And the reason they shot it there was because it's believed to be haunted. Yeah. And they shot it on the floor, all the floors, like the scenes where the twins are walking down. Those all haunted floors. Mm-hmm. And my dad was dating this girl at the time who would, quote unquote, she was a medium. Okay. And the thing is, I didn't believe it at first, but she knew things about my uncle that my dad didn't even know about his own brother.
Well, then,
and she never met him.
Making it up.
No, because my grandpa solidified. My grandpa on my dad's side was like, yeah, that's true. Okay. And then she would be able to say things that she told him that only things that my dad and his brother would know, and my dad's like, yeah. And it's like, holy shit, And then we walked in there, and she when we walked in the Stanley Hotel, her face got super flush. I got this cold. It felt like something walked through me. Okay. And the entire time I was there, all of my hairs were standing up on end. She just had this giant headache, and she said when we left, she said all she could hear was just the ghosts and stuff in her head saying, "Get out, get out, get out! You don't belong here. You don't belong here. You don't belong here." And the power would go out in the Stanley Hotel and stuff like that. So the Stanley Hotel, I wholeheartedly believe is haunted. Stanley Hotel, Estes Park, Colorado. Best tourist spot in the world is Estes Park, I think. Colorado is one of my favorite places on earth.
I kind of wanted to fly to Colorado. I was looking at
drive.
Well, yeah.
Don't fly. It's like an hour and a half flight.
Yeah, but the only reason I was looking at tickets is because I was just curious, like, oh, I wonder how much a flight is to such and such place.
Oh, I do that all the time. I
And
flew when I went out there the first time. I flew out of Rockford to Fort Collins, and they stopped doing that now. That was a great flight. I won't fly from O'Hare to Denver. That's too much of a mess at Denver.
Yeah, I could imagine
Denver International is fucking ridiculous. They have one of the highest security checkpoints in the nation there. Actually,
Do they?
Yeah, because it's a drug port there.
Yeah.
Denver, LAX, Seattle.
Well, LA apparently they don't give a shit.
No, well they do. They're cracking down now.
Oh, it might have been before, but when dispensaries were first really popping out, they were just kind of like, fucking go ahead.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Well, because like it's legal in LA, so if you're leaving with it, they're like, all right, well, we can't. It's legal here. You can't do anything about it. But if you're, it's not legal there. So if you get caught there, it's not on us.
Well, that's exactly what I'm saying. They're like, just go ahead. You're gonna fuck yourself over. You know?
When I flew back after high school, the first time I was gonna bring a bowl back and some weed, and they took the bowl because it was paraphernalia, but they were gonna let me take the weed, and they're like, "Where are you flying?" And I was like, "Illinois." And they're like, "Oh, we can't let you take that."
Gotcha.
But if I was flying to like California or Washington at the time, they said they would have let me take it because it would have been legal there.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. I mean, stop playing with they gotta hold it, because I keep hearing it like it's having a couple. But the only reason I even bring it up is because I was fucking brain not working. I was looking at flights because I was very curious, like what would be going on. You're fucking distracting me. You're just fucking like you're throwing up gang signs or something.
No, I said, do you have to poop? This is my
hell.
notion for pooping.
Okay.
Poop.
I'm willing to bet that's not part of the ASL like handbook.
If it is, and this is the sign for poop, that would be fucking awesome. I want to know what the ASL sign language for is. Do you have to poop?
Editor, look that up and put it on screen.
Yeah, get on that, boss.
Shit. No, but the reason I even was thinking about it is because I was curious. Like, I wonder how much a flight from here to Australia would be. Because I kind of want to just fly somewhere. I want to go to Australia, Tokyo, shit like that, just to kind of see the world. Waste time and money. So I was looking, and I ended up thinking, how much is it to fly to LA? It's about, I want to say, $260, I think it was. And a flight from here to Melbourne, Australia was $1,400. Anywhere from
my God, you paying by the hour?
Yeah, right. It is a 14-hour flight, which I think
we
it's
have
14.
Someone in here today who can actually touch on long 13-hour flights to another country.
Is that right?
Yeah, I've flown to China twice.
Oh, fun.
It's awesome.
Oh my God.
What?
I'm going to put my mic down and show you what the sign for poop is.
Just put it on the and there goes that. I'm going to have to cut that out. Nice. So you weren't too far off, in all honesty. You weren't too far off.
It says you make with the sign for poop is very evocative. You make both hands into your fist with your thumb from your dominant hand extended and inside the fist of your non-dominant hand. To make the sign, you pull your dominant hand and thumb down away from your non-dominant hand. So your thumb is the shit, and your closed fist is your asshole.
God.
And poop.
Oh, that is great. That's the best.
I'm gonna learn sign language just for like explicit things, like how to say fuck,
absolutely.
cunt, bitch,
I know
piss,
that.
whore. Yeah, this is fuck.
That's the only thing.
And then I learned this from friends.
That's not actually real, though.
It should be though.
That'd be
that
great.
Should be fuck you. Like,
well, you just said fuck you to the listeners by bashing the mic cable.
Hey. How many listeners do we
That's
actually
what
have?
this is for.
6.
Yeah, but I like holding it. This is better.
So, but I was thinking, what's fucked up is that from here to Melbourne, it's like $1,400 to $2,000 roughly.
And that's business class.
Yeah.
Not even economy.
Yeah. Which is it's somewhere around there.
Is there a difference between those two?
I think
Business is
business is
regular.
up. Is it? I thought economy was.
Oh wait, yeah.
Business
Sorry,
is
it's flipped.
better. Economy is lower.
Business is like first class. They don't really sell first class plane tickets anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you
you're
got
on,
like business
Unless you're,
XL,
like,
business
rich.
X.
The Emirates. Have you seen the Emirates flights where they have like
Emirates?
Emirates. They have the-
Emirates.
Emirates.
You
They
say
have
the
like
Emirate flats.
Emirates flights. They have like these pods for their for first
Yeah.
class. It's like sleeping pods. It's like your
Yeah.
own little bedroom.
Yeah, I think that's technically first class because there's business X, and business XL. I wouldn't want first class because of the pods. I would want business class X or XL because they got more legroom.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I
I
would
flew on
want
a
the
private
bed.
jet. Like not a private jet, but it was like a small little. It was a Lear jet.
Okay.
With like 100 people. Seat 100 people. There's 20 people on the plane. The amount of legroom I had a window seat
That's nice.
and nobody next to me.
That's pretty good.
Ah, yeah.
But
Pot cookie airplane.
out of choosing between more legroom and a sleeping place, I would rather have a sleeping place. 'cause
Yeah, but you don't need as much legroom.
But when I flew to China, I had a lot of legroom. I had like a whole, like this whole desk of legroom just for
That's pretty
myself.
nice.
Width or length?
Like this way.
Width.
So girth.
Yeah.
Girth. I got
But
some
I could
girth.
not sleep for my life
You need something.
because I had to sit up.
Did you catch that?
What?
I said I got some girth, and he goes, "You need something." I'm not gonna ask her to chime in on my dick size because, like, I don't want to make everyone else feel bad.
Yeah, because then they
Everyone else or
feel
yourself?
bad for you.
Hey,
Either way, we keep getting off
we
track.
need the
All I
culture
wanted to
corner to
say,
be quiet over here.
I like
Culture
that.
corner.
She's a good addition. She is essentially doing what I would do in the edit while editing is like adding in the shit
Yeah.
post. Which I'm surprised you never caught that where it's like you said 28 during one of your predictions, and I was like having the text go by while you were saying it.
No, dude, I
Um,
totally forget. I forgot for the first one of first. Oh my god,
Words are hard. Jesus.
Take fucking two, Jesus. I totally forgot for the first YouTube video. I forgot to give a prediction for one of the scores.
Yeah, both of us did. It was the Cowboys Redskins game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like I put little question marks next to where we had our scores. Yeah.
And for the Jets and Browns game too.
No, we had scores.
We both said 28-zip.
No,
I didn't pick one for Jets and Browns. You just had
Did you?
28-0.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
yeah, you did. No, you did. I have it right here. Jets, you said 21-0. I said 28-7.
I'm talking about. All right, was it for?
That was Cleveland. Oh, I don't know if that got picked up in the
Ooh.
recording.
Was that for last week?
This was for episode 9. Because you said Jets in Cleveland, right?
There was one that I blanked. There was one that was 28-zip.
Oh, was that? I don't remember. We'll talk about that later.
There was one I didn't
might
give
pull
a
it up
score
later.
for. Yeah, I think.
So, what was I saying?
God, we're so off track.
Yeah, I know. You keep fucking changing shit. All I
Alright.
wanted to say, a connecting flight. You know how they do connecting flights sometimes to try and make your flight
Yeah,
cheaper?
yeah.
I was looking up my own connecting flights to see what would work. From Chicago to LAX is $260, and from LA to Melbourne is $800. So you're saving $200 to book your own flight to LA to Melbourne than it is to just go straight there with one stop in the middle in LAX.
Yeah.
So it's like you're charging me extra money. Now, of course, I would only need one bag, but they do charge you per carry-on and bag to go to LAX for most flights.
Really?
Yeah, because they don't have usually international ones and longer flights are the ones that include bags.
Now the Diffie's
Diffies. Oh, the Diffies is real big.
you know what? I'm just gonna like it diffies, bitches.
The
It
Diffies
diffies.
real big.
It diffies per airline, I think.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, it does differ per airline. It diffies real big. But yeah. New point. We've gotten off track about 6 times in the span of 10 minutes.
It's not like we're ever on track, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
The only
I still
on track
try.
episode we've had is with our albums.
And the John Gruden episode.
Oh yeah.
Well, the second half when I was talking about John
Yeah,
Gruden,
yeah.
it wasn't the predictions. We got off track a lot. That was a pain in the ass. That was the hardest thing I've ever edited when it comes to video, audio, anything. That was the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life.
I have a cyst on my finger.
It's not a
Fun.
cyst. Dramatic.
Are you
Oh.
sure?
I don't know what the fuck it is. I gotta I got a zit on my finger, yo.
Nice.
It's probably a bug bite. There's a
Um,
mosquito in your remote.
So, do you have another topic that you want to talk about?
Yes. The Sony and Marvel Spider-Man deal. Sony and Marvel, they made up, and there will be a third Tom Holland Spider-Man movie, keeping him in the MCU.
To the surprise of nobody.
To surprise a lot of people.
Yeah, fucking idiots.
I actually fucking called this back in August,
Mm-hmm.
August 22nd. Go on to my Twitter. I pinned it to my Twitter. I shared it on Facebook. I was very happy about this. I lost my absolute shit in the car when I saw it. Marie was in the car with me, and I was like, oh my fuck, oh my fuck, oh my fuck. And she's like, what? I was like, Sony and Marvel made up. She's like, cool. And I was like, I called this shit weeks
That's pretty
ago.
much how I was when I
like-
saw your tweet. I'm like, oh,
I was
that's
like,
neat.
I called this shit weeks ago. And then she was like, does anybody care? I was like, I do.
Well,
Like,
I mean, a lot of people care.
no, she meant like, does anybody care that?
Nobody,
Like, I
that
called
you
it?
predicted?
Nobody cares that you called it.
Dude,
People
I
care
felt
that it
so
So
happened,
what's
good.
his face
but not that you called it.
retweeted what you put.
Yeah, Kevin retweeted
Yeah,
it.
Kevin.
But
Well-
like, the fact that like I was able to predict something like this is huge for me. I feel like fucking Nostradamus in this bitch.
actually smart now.
Woo! The only time I feel smart is when I'm in a room with Maria, and today I feel really fucking dumb, dude.
Ouch. I mean, just for saying that, you deserve everything you've gotten from her so far.
Negatively or positively?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Negatively, because you said it like you meant it as a compliment, but it sounded like an insult.
Yeah, it sounded
No,
pretty
I'm
insulting.
I didn't mean it like an insult because like
Backpedal,
just like with
backpedal,
my-
It
backpedal.
sounded like an insult.
Yeah.
Sounded like you were saying.
Wait, Nate,
I'm
what
so
position
dumb
did
that
you play in
feel
football?
smart.
bench.
well, like, what was your listed position? Because it
Running
should have been
back.
cornerback with how much you're backpedaling right now.
Ah,
Zing!
That was a good one. You said that was a nice one. I like that one.
Yeah,
That was
hell
good.
yeah.
That was good.
So next
Jesus.
topic. So clicked on that.
Fuck.
This is something that I was talking to my dad about, which I feel like I have one of those every week.
You have that social media thing to bring up too. Don't
Yes,
forget
that's
that.
what I was about to bring up. I was talking to my dad about it because he's on this page where these dudes just post pictures of these. Usually they're half naked chicks, and they're like, "Oh, look at this hot ass bitch," like that kind of shit. And he just does it because he doesn't feel like having people's problems in his feed all the time. So it's it's something to actually enjoy and look at while you're on Facebook because he's got no shame. So you look at the comments, and this is pretty much what he's been doing since he's been on these pages, is just reading the comments. These are dudes who are my dad's age posting pictures of these 20-something models because they're hot, and these dudes are commenting as if it's the girl's status, and they're like, "Oh my God, you're so beautiful. I would love you and never hurt you, and I would treat you like a princess." I'm like, dude, this is like Jimmy, like 40-year-old Jimmy Burton over in South Beach, Florida, posting a picture of Paige Mackey for a fucking TikTok bitch, and you're like, "Oh my God, dude, you're so beautiful."
Oh my god.
Yeah, I would never treat you wrong.
Oh my god. Are you serious?
Oh yeah. So you look at this shit, and it's
The
these
decrepitness of some people.
Yeah, so it's like these thirsty ass dudes on social media in general. Same thing when you go on TikTok.
Yeah.
I brought up Paige Mackey. She's this cute girl. She's not a bad looking girl. She's pretty attractive. But you see these comments, and they're like, "Oh man, your boyfriend just broke up with you. I'll treat you like a princess. Can I sniff you?" It's like, dude, calm down. Like, fuck. It's the worst.
Jesus.
It's really the worst.
I had some. Fuck, there was a point on that.
Come on, you can do
Damn it.
it.
Damn it.
Um,
Oh, speaking of old creepy dudes,
Oh.
we went to Walgreens today when you went back to the house real quick to get more Sharpies.
Okay.
And the old guy there, like, walked up when we were walking up to the register. Dude, his eyes were just, like, fixated on Maria's chest. And, like, with the shirt she's wearing, like, how could you not? And,
Thank you for that one.
I mean, I like her boobs. So the old guy, we got in the car, and I was like, dude, you just made that guy's day. Like, he's going to go on his break, and he's going to come in the toilet and in the back of that fucking Walgreens, man.
Aw.
Like, you just made some creepy 70-year-old man's day. Like, he doesn't have to go touch a child today because of you.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
Yeah.
I'm not
oh.
a child.
How do you like that off? That's off the cuff. Ooh.
Ouch.
Ooh.
that one hurt me. And
My
I'm not
mind is
even
telling
a
me
pervert.
no. Oh my god, I was at Best Buy the other day, and they had the Apple Home, so I turned it all the way up, and I was like, Siri, play Bump and Grind by R. Kelly. Just the whole, you know how Best Buy echoes, right?
Yeah.
So the first thing you hear is silence. My mind's telling me no, and immediately I was like, oh shit, I gotta fucking turn this off. Like, this is not a good
This
idea.
is why I don't bring you places.
This is why you should bring me. This is why you need to stick a GoPro on me when I go to stores, because of the shit I do at stores. Like, it's
God,
good
I hate it.
content.
It's great content. Oh yeah, we should just start doing vlogs.
Fuck.
Could
Don't
you
even
imagine
get me
if we start doing
Target
vlogs for
vlogs.
this channel? That'd be the worst.
That would be the fucking best.
The thing is that we're not around each other, so it'd just be these random ass vlogs that have nothing to do with each other, just like one end of the spectrum on either side. It's like, yeah, I'm going to work, and then I'm going to the store and playing Bump and Grind for everybody. We're fucking having a dance party.
Yeah, I just woke up. I'm gonna do me and Nate are gonna record this morning. I just fucking wrapped my car around the tree. No recording.
That would have been a good vlog. You already know I'm clickbaiting, saying,
Man,
"You
imagine-
got into an accident." That's gonna be the title of the episode.
It's just me crashing a Walmart cart into a display.
Oh, you would not believe how many times I've seen people crash into displays because they're not paying attention. It's the worst.
Dude, I had the other day with this fucking hard sole welfare shoe boot I have to wear. I rode one of those carts at Walmart.
Yeah.
And I got the jank one that was like when you weren't driving, it automatically switched to reverse. So
Oh,
you would
okay.
always be backing up. So when you weren't
Yeah.
moving, you'd have to fucking turn it off. And when you wanted to move, you had to turn it on and wait 5 seconds for it
Wow.
to fucking boot up.
That's bad.
Yeah, and
That's
those
real
things are
bad.
fucking fast.
They're fun.
They're
I've
fast.
driven
Oh
them
my
a couple
God, yeah.
times.
They're fast.
I've driven them because I had my fucked up knee and then I had my fucked up toe for a little bit. I would go all over the
You
place
had
with
turf
those.
toe, right?
No. This was after school. My dad. I was going to hang out with some friends and we were gonna go play pool. And I had my dad toss down the case that had my sticks in it, and I went to go catch it, but because it's a heavy ass case, I'm like, I ain't no hero. I just tried slowing it down. Well, it hit my right arm while I was moving my left arm, so the bottom of it with these hard ass plastic feet went straight into my big toe, and the way it hit, it cracked my nail and it bent up half of it. So straight up. So it's like, here's what the nail normally looks like, and then this is what it looked like after. And it half of it bent up completely tore it off the bed. And that was, when I tell you that it hurt, it fucking hurt. The thing is though, I still went to hang out with the same friends, and I didn't say anything because I thought maybe my toe was just going all tingly and numb, like it just kind of hurts because, you know, I just had it landed on. I didn't think it was a big deal. So we drove over to Half Price Books over in Schaumburg. So that's a 20-minute drive.
That's the only place that's open. The only half price books that's open now.
Yeah.
No.
Really? I thought
There's
there
one
was.
in Vernon.
Oh yeah, the
Is
one in
there
Vernon
really?
Hills. Yeah,
Oh shit.
those are the only two though. I think.
Well, not maybe in Illinois, but
Well,
it's
in the
like
area.
nationwide kind of thing.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm so sad the one in Palatine closed.
Yeah, that was my favorite thing.
Me
I used
too.
to steal from there all the time.
Me too. I go to
Um,
Walmart, steal from Walmart, and then sell the shit at half price books.
Yeah. That's actually smart. Why didn't I do that?
Dude, I made.
Shit.
I stole. Let's see. What did I steal? I stole one time I stole 4 CDs and 2 DVDs, brand new, and I took them over to half price books with the wrapping still on there. Like, where'd you get these? I was like, I bought them and decided I didn't want them. And
Or
feel
I
like
would have said I got them as gifts.
I said I bought them and didn't want them, and they gave me more for collectively than what one album cost.
Wow.
Yeah, I got like $80 from it, and the album. Well, not $80, but I got over like I don't know. I got like $60 for it, and one of the albums I took was a deluxe edition, and the album itself was $65. I was
Yeah.
like, this is fucking great.
Yeah.
I lose out on $5, but like,
Well, you
still.
didn't really lose out because you fucking stole it, but either way.
yeah, true.
Either way, back to my fucked up toe.
Mariano's is a good place to steal from though too. Get those candy bags, you know, like self dispensers.
Oh, yeah.
We used to fill those up and like put them in our backpacks. One time, my old friend Andrew and I, we hit a lick on this place. This is real quick. This is my best, like, don't fucking steal, okay? I have to say that. I'm former criminal. Somewhat still a criminal, but don't fucking steal. Unless it's from, like, Home Depot or Walmart, corporate America. That's all you.
Home Depot specifically.
Yeah.
You could have chosen Target. You could have chosen anywhere.
No, I like Target.
Unless it's Home Depot.
Home Depot and Walmart are the first 2 places my dad always told me that it's okay to steal from. So me and Andrew, we went to Walmart one time with my brother and sister, and it used to be my brother and I on this fucking stealing binge. We were kleptos from Mariano's.
Yeah.
And one time we brought Andrew and introduced him into it, and we stole 3 bags of self-serve candy, 2 packages of mega stuffed Oreo, double stuffed Oreos, 6 packages of goldfish, 2 big boxes of goldfish, and about like 4 or 5 bags of sour gummy worms. And all in one backpack, and we just walked right the fuck out.
Was that before or after the police station was built there?
After.
Fucking Jesus, dude.
We didn't start stealing from there until after the police station was built there.
Okay, can we just like put a legal disclaimer out there? We're not advocating stealing. I think you just said don't steal.
Yeah, don't steal.
Don't fucking steal. I'm gonna throw a big old banner flashing saying don't fucking steal shit, asshole.
I did get caught from Mariano's once, and I did do a lot of... I've got my karma from stealing, so don't fucking steal. If you might not get caught right away, but you will eventually. Yeah. It's not a good idea. Don't steal.
I never did. But I'm not going to go into specifics, but because I don't want to be,
I think everyone's stolen in their life at least once.
At least once.
Not everyone.
Not yet.
A good chunk of people.
Not yet.
No.
Either way. She's been with me. No, we're past the point, actually. We've been together long enough where she won't steal. Maybe in like the first 8 months, it would have been like she was stolen.
She stole your heart.
I'm not that sappy.
Okay, back to my fucked up toe. God damn it! This is the 3rd time I've tried to go back to it. It's literally like 2 minutes left of it because it's not that interesting.
I just fucking talk.
Yeah. See, this is the reverse of what the first couple episodes were.
I'm back.
Fuck off. So either way, so we drove down to Half Price Books, which is like a 20-25 minute drive, give or take. So I'm sitting here in the back seat. I propped up my foot and I'm like, fuck, this is not good. This does not feel all right. I didn't say anything because I'm like, hopefully it goes away by the time we get there. And we finally pull up and I walk out of the car and I'm like, uh-oh. I tried putting pressure on my foot and I'm like, I'm limping. This is not working. This is not good. So I'm like limping over and we're walking around the store for a little bit. I'm like, I gotta sit down. I have to see what's wrong. So I take off my shoe. I might have pictures. I'm not gonna flash them on screen because it's NSFW. But I see my sock has blood all over the big toe and it has like 2 or 3 holes in it. I'm like, no, did my toenail just completely come off? I would have rather it came completely off. Let me tell you. Because it was bent up like that. I already described that on the camera, but it was bent up. So I'm like, guys, we kind of have a problem. I was with 2 of my buddies, and they're like, what's up? And I show them my foot. I didn't take off the sock yet. I didn't take it off until I got to the hospital. We're like, yeah, no, that's bad. So we went to the hospital. I really should have just fucking ripped it off in hindsight. Just rip it off, throw some alcohol on there, wrap it in gauze.
Yeah.
Like it would have been 10 times easier and taken less time. But it was with Ryan and Steven. That's who it was.
Okay.
I was trying to remember if it was Steven and Elijah, but it was Ryan and Steven.
Interchangeable.
Yeah, at that point. Just in this story at least. But so we get there and they literally just snip off the toenail that was there, wrap it up, and then send me on my way. So that was kind of a waste of time personally, I think. But it was just imagine like a bunch of pressure on your left toe. Or I don't know what, the side doesn't matter. Just imagine a bunch of pressure on the top of your toenail, but then a really cold stinging sensation at the same time. That's what it felt like whenever I moved my toe when that happened.
So like dry ice, like your nerve. It was like your nerves were exposed.
Yeah, because the bed of the toenail was completely just showing and rubbing up against my sock.
And how did you do that again?
I had my dad toss down the case that was holding my pool sticks.
Oh shit!
So I had this heavy leather case with 2 pool sticks in there, just dropping a plastic foot straight into my toenail. It sucked. But yeah, that was I don't even know how we got on this tangent. Well, these 3 tangents.
I honestly don't know how I broke my toe during the accident.
Probably
you drive too close to the steering wheel, idiot.
But it's like my
just the little input. I love it. It barely even shows up on the the rating. It's the best. But Yeah, I mean, you were probably what probably happened is because you said you hit your head on the windshield.
Yeah.
Because you got flung forward, it probably went into like where the firewall would be.
Yeah.
You know, especially since your driving foot is your right foot, so the left one was just free to hang out. So it got thrown forward most likely.
Yeah.
While your right foot was stopped by the pedals. So that's my guess.
You had another thing you wanted to get into, right?
I had two things. One is a quick one. I was listening to the first episode, like I brought up earlier, and I remember talking about how tall girls are attractive, and I hate how I was talking in that part. For some reason, I was like, "Man, I really like tall girls." But I don't know. Where do you think I'm going with this?
I think you're going with the Netflix movie that they dropped.
No, but that's really funny. Yeah, the men's size 13 Nikes. If you don't know that
TikTok
meme, it's
thing,
great. Yeah.
Dude, she's only the actress is 6'1", but everyone else they cast is under 6 feet, so they make her look
even more tall.
Because she got kicked off of Dance Moms because she was too tall. So now she's retaliating.
That's funny. But the
6'1" for a woman is pretty tall.
That's what I was gonna.
Basketball height. You can dunk.
Well, what I was gonna bring up is that I still find tall girls really attractive. And I found out when I was on TikTok, it was a little trend for a while because the tall girl thing. It's like, oh man, tall girls. There's one specifically. I'm not gonna name names because I follow her and it's I actually genuinely enjoy her content.
Give her the
as
clout.
well.
Give her the clout.
Oh, what clout is she gonna get from our 60 listeners?
We get 60 more people to follow her.
Fair enough. I'm not gonna bring up her name because I'm not gonna call her out. But because she's genuine, she actually puts out good content. But you fucking idiot! All I hear is a thunk and you rubbing your head. So she's like, someone asked because during her live, she's like, "Would you ever consider? Are you gay or or would you consider dating a guy?" It's like I have no problem with dating guys. I've only ever dated girls because no guy wants to date a 6'2" chick who dresses like a guy. And I'm like, that's exactly what I want.
I love you, princess.
Well, that's what made me think of pathetic guys on it because I was the same way. I was like, I'll treat you like a princess. Hey, if you want a king, I can be your king and you can be like queen. We'll rule among this tall kingdom together. It's like I'm raising my hand. I'm like, me. Pick me! I'm here.
I volunteer as tribute.
It's like, and I know, and that was the first thing that brought it to my attention. Because then I started noticing tall girls are like, oh, I want to date guy. I want to not be single, but guys just don't like tall girls. And I'm like,
my time to shine.
It's my time to shine. Except for thing is that you probably don't want a fucking 6'2", same height as you guy with a shitty attitude.
You broke it.
Yeah, real nice. You fucking destroyed it. But it's like I already know that I ain't your type.
This is why we don't have guests.
And that's what makes me sad.
Have nice things, I guess, on the episode because they fucking break things.
I ain't break.
You're no longer allowed back.
But wow.
Just kidding.
Yeah, she's actually thrown in some good zingers that I probably wouldn't have.
I would like her on every Saturday morning if possible.
What, short girls are where it's at.
I've always
they're evil because they're closer to hell.
Hey.
The thing is that I used to really be exclusively into short girls. I think every guy is into short girls for the most part, but I am 100% for tall girls. Absolutely, more so than I ever have been. Episode 1, fuck that. When I said I find them kind of attractive. No, if you're shorter than 6 foot, fuck you.
11 weeks. Hey, whoa! Here we got a 5'4" woman.
Yeah,
here.
she's fine for you. I'm talking about for me.
Guy over here.
Yeah.
Hey, my ID says I'm 5'10".
What I'm saying,
150, but
what I'm saying is, if you are a female, if you are of the female variety, or just a really hot dude, I am all for you.
All right, so now we know where Austin stands on his sexuality. Are we gonna go around the table here?
I'm not uncomfortable with my sexuality. If there's a dude who is hot enough and wants to fuck, I might be down.
See,
are we gonna talk about it?
No, we're not gonna talk about it. No.
What a tease! What a tease!
All right. I'll give a little bit of information. I have had my moments where I've been questioning myself.
What?
No, you're just questioning yourself because of me.
Oh, and why would I question myself because of you? Why is that?
Because I'm a pansexual.
There we go.
Okay, can you describe the difference between pan and bi?
She likes to fuck pans
No.
and pots.
So bi people, I mean, it's kind of fluid, but bi people generally just like men or they just like women.
Mm-hmm.
But pan people, like if
Bi pe-
someone
no,
if
bi pe-
someone is
I thought-
attractive,
Wait, hold on. You said bi people just like men or just like women?
Yeah,
Wouldn't that be
that's
straight?
no.
no,
that's,
I'm saying like men, women, period. That's
Men
it.
or women?
Yeah.
Okay.
okay.
But like, you know how there's trans people, right? But trans people generally don't have the parts that they want to have.
Yeah.
So like I would date a dude that has a vagina.
Oh, okay. So it's essentially saying that no matter what you classify your gender as long as you're attractive, you're still down no matter what their bottom
Yeah,
parts
I
are.
don't care if you look like a dude and have boobs and a vagina. I don't
That's
care.
fair. I can
The
see
more
that.
the better. I don't know.
I'm
That's what I
willing
say.
to I'm willing to consider myself under that category as well. I just don't give myself labels because I am. This is actually something that
I like pussy.
yeah, so do I. But that's not
And
the point.
Like
Yeah.
if
Well,
I
so
see
do
like
I.
if I see like a dude that's attractive, I'll be like Ryan Gosling or like Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Those are some handsome dudes, man.
Yeah,
But
but
I
you don't
want
want to fuck them.
Yeah. I
Well,
wouldn't wanna
here's the
fuck 'em.
thing: is that there's a podcast that I listen to. I feel like a lot of my influence in how I talk and like the way that I present myself for the podcast is based off of these guys. He's a YouTuber called Toby on the Telly. He is
I've never heard of him.
yeah he
British dude.
no Australian or New Zealand.
Telly was definitely not from England.
Yeah.
America. So.
So he was like, I don't give myself labels. I am 95% straight, but there is that 5% where it's like maybe I would fuck a guy. So it's like I know I'm straight.
See, for me, it's like a 1%.
That's fine. But it's like I know 90 to 95 to 99 whatever percent depending on the day. I know that I will only date a female, but I will never take away my opportunity to say if I say I'm purely straight, that completely negates any
Shuts the
sort of
door.
chance. Yeah,
Yeah.
it shuts the door. It shuts the back door real hard. But my back door may be open one day. And I don't want to set myself as a label and make it weird to say, oh, I might be into guys. It's like I know I'm not 99,
Because
95,
saying you might be
whatever.
opens a whole nother door.
Exactly. It's like if it is in the right situation, because most likely if it's a dude, most likely it's a pretty feminine looking dude.
Is
if
it one
I'm
of
into
those
him.
if I'm drunk enough situations?
Not even if I'm drunk enough. Like if it is genuinely someone that I find attractive, I like their personality, and I'm down to just I'm willing to date anybody as long as they're cool enough to date and I'm attracted to them. I don't want to purely say I'm straight, I'm gay, I'm pan, I'm bi. Pan is probably the closest thing that I could possibly say to myself because I know that there is potential and not potential, but there is possibilities of something being there. Because if it's someone that I genuinely find someone that I genuinely find tolerable and I want to be around them in that kind of context, I have no opposition to it.
Well, that's why I identify as pan because the biggest pan saying is hearts, not parts.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I can see that. That's also where I lie. It's like the parts do matter to me. Like they definitely make a difference. But again, I'm not fully.
I mean, I gotta know what I'm working with.
I'm not fully opposed to it. Is all I'm saying. This is a big tangent from what I was going on.
No,
But-
I like how we start off the episodes like really fucking goofy, and then we get into some real shit towards the end.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people like that. Like last week, we got into some. I almost cried last episode talking about like our fucking regrets and shit.
Oh yeah.
We got pretty deep into
Yeah.
that. That was.
There were
Okay,
some
but-
good moments in there.
You
Huh?
always cry, so what's
I
the
do.
difference?
I'm a very dude. I cried at the end of Logan.
Really?
Oh my god, yeah.
I
Watching
mean, it was
Hugh
an
Jackman's-
emotional part, but
Watching Hugh Jackman's final scene as Wolverine fucking made
Yeah,
me cry
that- I
because
could-
I grew up in X-Men 1, 2, and 3. You
Mhm.
know, when I was growing up, I thought that Hugh Jackman was Wolverine.
yeah. Oh
you
no,
know?
there's nobody that I will connect to the same way like that.
No, never.
But
Same with Patrick Stewart as Professor X. I won't accept James McAvoy.
yeah, I agree.
I like it. I like the casting. I
Mhm.
love what's his name? The guy who they have for Magneto now.
I have no idea.
Fuck. He's another English dude. I don't know, but he's
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember, but he's good casting as well. But yeah. Shit. What was I gonna say? Fuck. I lost my train of thought. On to the next topic.
So I feel like this should be our last topic. Kind of a weird note to end on, given that we were just talking about sexuality and shit, and kind of a very open, serious thing.
Well, I think this kind of ties into sexuality because it's based on clothing, and I think
Yeah,
what
I
you
guess.
wear makes if you're
I'm
wearing
glad we were on the
something.
same page, by the way.
What you're wearing, I know the saying. For me, look good, feel good is a bigger. Was what my dad has always told me. If you think you look good, you're gonna feel good about yourself. So I always tell Maria that. I always tell myself that if I look good today, if I think I look good today, I know I'm gonna feel good today.
Sure.
And I think that what we're going into here also ties in with that.
To an extent. This is just something that I saw. I want to say it was Facebook. It could have been Instagram, something like that. But a lot of people are triggered. Big boys, big girls are triggered by the fat tax, is what they call it. Basically, if you can't already tell what it means, it's that when you're a big boy, big girl, whatever, and you need to wear upwards of 2X, 3X, 4X, 5X, whatever, because I know women's sizes are a little bit weird because they'll go to a 5X when it would technically, if you were to translate it to men's, it'd only be a 3X.
We'll get into that
because their sizes are more sensitive.
We have a woman in the room, so she can chime in on that.
Exactly. So it's like the higher you get in sizes, so the wider your waist, the higher the price.
And the thing is with men, you get to like a 32 waist, and your lengthwise, it gets all fucking thrown off. Because I have a wide waist, but I have I have not
Short
very
legs.
long. I have short legs, so I have a 32, 34 waist, but my length is like 26, 28. So it's really hard to find fucking pants like that nowadays.
Well, it's like I wear a borderline 46, but I typically wear a 48 waist, and the length 90% of the time is 30. And I usually need a 32 to be comfortable.
Yeah,
or else
sometimes
I'm wearing like flood pants.
I used to get 30, 32 pants, and they would fit. Yeah. But now like 32s are fucking are huge on me. So now I've moved down to like 28, fucking 30, 20.
Yeah.
I have to go smaller now, where it's super tight around the waist, but long they're not floods. So
but at least the thing is that at least when you have a smaller waist, you can go up a waist, wear a belt, and still get those longer pant lengths.
Not entirely though. That's not always. Sometimes you get that wider waist, shorter pant length, even with the belt.
Sure, that's all depending on brand and fit too.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
because like with regular fit versus relaxed fit, I usually don't wear regular fit just because I don't like wearing pants anyway. But it completely changes.
You've always been the short guy. Austin was the guy in high school
that would wear shorts in the middle of winter.
Yeah, Austin was that guy.
I'm wearing shorts right now. Shorts and sandals, baby.
That's Austin.
So yeah,
long sleeve shorts and sandals.
57 degrees too, and I'm wearing shorts and sandals.
Yeah, if you ever seen Austin in not like shorts, you better ask him if he's okay.
I'm also well. There's multiple reasons. If it was in high school, it was because I didn't do my laundry, so I was wearing some sort of like either jeans or I've wore dress pants twice because I didn't do my laundry the night before.
There was a guy at Palatine who would wear a suit tie to school every day.
Yeah,
I did.
yeah.
He was known
that
as
was weird.
The tie guy. Oh yeah, definitely weird.
But yeah. So either way, the only reason that we got on this tangent was because fat tax, higher the price for the bigger the clothes. I'm used to this because obviously, large man. I typically wear a 3X. So I've started actually going down to a 2X, which I'm very thankful for. That it really working overnights has been a big difference for me. It's helped me kind of stop eating a bunch of shit. But
I've started to eat a bunch of shit now since my accident. I've started eating more. I have to force myself to eat.
I gained a lot of weight when I had my knee was all messed up. I gained a lot of weight because I wasn't doing anything. But either way, so when you get to the higher, I think once it hits 2X, at least for men's, say you go to certain websites to buy like merch or you buy a shirt from somewhere, it'll be about $25 if it's merch. Well, if you go to 3X, 2X, whatever the case is, whatever the minimum is, it goes up to $28. So you're spending $3 extra just to get a shirt that fits you. Now, a lot of people are triggered by that because like, oh man, you're just taking advantage. It doesn't cost that much to make a bigger shirt. Well, yeah, when you go from a 1X to a 2X, sure, it's not a $3 difference. But they have to cover for when fucking Mr. Blue Whale McGee is buying a 5X, they're losing profit on that most likely. So they need to find a way, like right down the middle. Like I'm not making it I'm not trying to defend a $3 difference because it sucks having to pay $28 instead of $25. Because when I want to buy 4 shirts, that's a big difference. But the fact that you're complaining about the way that somebody is doing just the typical model of business, don't you think that you should just not, like, I understand that losing weight is hard, and I understand all that shit, but you got yourself in this situation about 90% of the time. I'll even go down to 80. I'll be generous. It's gaining weight. This is from someone who's a big boy. Gaining weight is very easy.
It could also be due to a medication as well.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying 80%.
Yeah.
That 20% is not a majority, but there's a lot of people that may not have the chance to lose that weight and everything. I get that. But those 80% those are the ones who are complaining more often than not.
Yeah.
Because it's looking at these people, you can clearly tell they're the ones who are eating the cake instead of the salad.
Well, yeah, there's a guy that I'm not going to name names or companies. Let's just say it's Ricky Rat's Pizza. He's a general manager at one of these stores, and I'd say W.
Mm-hmm.
He's a big dude.
That's a big boy.
Yeah, he's a big dude. And what would you say, 6X?
I don't even know. He has to walk sideways through certain hallways at work.
God.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And so, like,
You know what he orders for his lunch breaks?
What?
Large pizza?
An extra large, extra cheese pizza.
Oh my God.
So
Does
that's
he eat the whole thing?
Oh, yeah.
What
so
the
that's,
fuck?
So those are one of the he's one of these people that are
And they charge extra for the big shirts. They're discriminating.
It's like, that's exactly what it sounds like to me.
face with pizza.
Yeah, that's exactly the problem that I have. I understand. Don't get me wrong, people. If you are out of shape because of a glandular problem, I get
Or medication.
that. Or medication. I fully understand that. It is not. If it's not your fault, I am okay with that. I understand the frustration. But when you're like me, who's a lazy piece of shit and gained weight all on his own volition because I decided to eat chips instead of eating a fucking handful of peanuts, like
I hate peanuts.
I love peanuts, but
I like
if it's
walnuts or pecans.
fine,
better.
if you ate the chips instead of the pecans, then it's your own goddamn fault.
Yeah.
It is you need to evaluate why you need those extra size shirts, and it's not that I'm completely blaming you. It's just that I'm completely blaming you.
Now, when it comes to the women's sizing, how is that
Like
work?
what's different?
Well, because you mentioned the medication, I used to weigh about 120 at my most, and then I got onto a medication that made me addicted to sugar.
Oof.
So I gained 65 pounds. I'm now sitting at about like 180, 185 on a good day. So I had to buy all new clothes, which is great because I
Clothes
have lots
shopping.
of money. So
No, that's a joke. We don't have lots of money.
No, I
Guys, we don't have
feel
lots
like
of
that should have
money.
been obvious. It was
Yeah.
not. That was not a flex.
We're
that was-
recording
So-
in my basement. We don't have a lot of money.
so
look at our setup, Con.
yeah,
Hey, it's
so
pretty fucking good.
Yeah,
So
it's
I
better
went
than
from
you
I
would
used to wear
expect.
like an XS to a small, like a medium if I wanted to feel real comfortable.
Mhm.
I have to wear like an extra large or a 2X to feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Like all the clothes I'm wearing right now are an extra large, but Nathaniel over here is a super skinny, tall boy. Wears a size small
5'7".
in men's.
And it's still
And,
like huge. This is a small.
Yeah, but your clothes fit you, right? But I wear your clothes and I fit in them. So I'm an
That's a
XL
crazy
in
difference.
women's clothing and a small in men's.
Now, how does it differentiate like with like certain XLs with like brand size? Like, is there much of a difference like going from like your work pants when she sent me on work pant journey the other day? But like the difference between Levi's and the work pants she has now, they're two different. Like the XL
Yeah.
is a completely different XL and another thing. And my point on that is that I think that it should be for men and women. There should be a universal sizing chart.
You'd think. Like it.
Well,
Problem is styles of pants differ too.
well, the thing about men's clothes,
That one wasn't that bad.
you guys have like sizes, like number sizes. We just have letter sizes for the most part, except for like H&M that has like the European sizes.
Yeah.
So when you go to a store,
Well, you have those pants that are like 16s. And
Well, they have ours is like 32 by like we have waist by length. They have like At least from my knowledge, they have size 12 pants.
Well,
yeah.
yeah. Because yours is measurements,
Mm-hmm.
and ours is not because I'm like a 16. My waist is not 16 inches. Like,
Yeah, so where
there's no
my
way.
question is, where the fuck do they come up with that
Yeah,
number?
what
Like,
are
It's
the-
called vanity sizing. They make the numbers smaller to make people feel better.
and that term
That's kinda
vanity
the
sizing,
issue.
that's a big issue. That's bullshit. Is like that gives. I feel like the whole vanity sizing thing is a big reason why there's self-esteem issues in women.
Absolutely.
More prevalent in women than there is in men.
And I feel like it's such a difference. It's like problem is I've seen graphics of where like it's a size 4 is here for one size 4 is here for one brand, but then a size 4 is here for another brand, here for another brand, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
It's just such a it's a bastardization of what could be a good idea if it was universal. But the problem is that companies aren't all on the same page just for whatever reason.
Well, that and I'm a fucking huge conspiracy theorist. If you haven't figured that out by now.
Yeah, if you guys haven't found that out, you must not have been listening yet.
I think that the reason they do that is to always bring money in and keep in the fact of
That's not really a conspiracy. I think that's just kind of generally accepted.
Let me get it. Bringing money in not only to them, but to big pharma because people get, the self-esteem issues developed, depression develops with that. So therefore people turn to medication for it, which in turn makes big pharma more money.
Mm-hmm.
So in turn, I feel like, it's all one big play by big pharmaceutical companies to make people feel shitty about themselves, in turn helping out the fucking clothing company by people buying more of their stores, helping fucking big pharmaceutical companies and people like Martin Shkreli by buying their pills and all that shit. So it's all one giant vicious circle of making fucking people feel bad. One giant vicious circle of making people feel bad about themselves until, it's. I don't know. I feel like it's kind of like, in a way, you're controlling the general public's idea of oneself.
Mm-hmm.
And you shouldn't people shouldn't allow to be if I worked for a big pharmaceutical company or a fabric or a clothing company, I shouldn't have the ability to make let someone feel bad about themselves. And that's what these fucking vanity sizing do, is it opens the door for people to feel worse about themselves than they already do. And that's why I believe that there should be a universal sizing chart. And it's just, a men's medium is a women's medium.
Mm-hmm.
Men's small is a woman's
That's
small.
a lot hard. You can't really
It's a
do
lot
that
harder. Oh yeah, definitely.
because it's like
or at least
say-
a universal sizing chart for men's and universal sizing chart for women.
that's what I was gonna say. You would have to do it by gender because it doesn't matter. Naturally, women are gonna be smaller than men.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter. You have your exceptions. Like I said, tall girls hit me up.
Speaking of tall
there's
girls,
gonna be a difference.
my favorite tall girl meme that I saw on TikTok that Maria showed me was the clip. It was like, I wear size 13 Nikes, men's 13 Nikes. Beat that. And then the guy flipped to himself, and he's an Asian. He goes, "My teacher called me Ching Chong."
Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah, I like the one the girl pulls off her wig. I have cancer.
Fucking cancer. Yeah, she sent me that one too.
But well, back off
Vanity
topic
sizing
again.
Jesus.
God damn it.
ADHD.
It's the there should be some sort of universal sizing guide, at least in a general sense.
At least per store.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Per
went
com-
to
I'd say per
Target,
company.
and I bought 2 friends' items, a shirt and a sweatshirt, both size XL. The shirt is very, very tight. It barely fits me.
Mhm.
And the sweater is like my actual size. But I bought them both at the same store.
Sweaters
they-
are weird though.
I don't know if you guys heard a couple weeks ago, real quick. I know we're getting off track here, but
What a
I
surprise.
think we've wrapped up this topic.
Yeah, I feel like this is we didn't put a neat little bow on it, but it's got something on it.
I know that we normally touch on local topics here, so I'm going to do that real quick. For those of you who live in Illinois, in the suburbs of Illinois, you might have heard that there was 2 women in Crystal Lake that were attacked on a bike trail with a hammer.
Oh wow.
They caught the guy who did it. He was a man who lived in Woodstock, older gentleman.
Wow. What a fucking piece of shit, huh?
48 years old. Yeah, fucking attacked people with a fucking hammer, dude. What the fuck? Dude, you have to have some fucking... That dude had some, like, big strength to him, too. The Cubs are out of the playoffs. No surprise to anyone.
No.
They fucking crumbled in September, as they normally do.
I mean, I'm laughing at it because
You're
not
a
a Cubs
Sox fan, yeah. Asshole.
I knew that we had no chance from the beginning of the year, so I wasn't disappointed.
You know, the Sox. I mean, Tim Anderson leads the MLB in batting average.
Yeah, fucking Eloy is making made a case for Rookie of the Year. Jose Abreu has the RBI title.
Yeah,
I
which
mean,
he's flying under the radar every season still.
God, do I hope they sign him back. They don't have him under contract for next year. I hope the thing that they're doing is seeing what market value is, seeing what fair market value is.
If the Cubs don't fire Joe Madden this offseason, this
I
next
think his
season
contract expires, doesn't it?
Yeah, next season I think.
I thought it was this season.
Well, if they don't re-sign him and they let him go,
I think he's going to the Phillies,
yeah, I would say so too.
even though they're not out of the playoffs too.
Dude, did
which
you
is
see who they got
fucking great.
eliminated by?
No.
They got eliminated by the Nationals.
Take that, Bryce Harper. Oh, that's a great topic for next. Since it's the end of the MLB season, I can finally talk about this. Bryce Harper's contract. I was right. It was fucking bullshit.
Yeah, waste
he
of money.
He should not have been signed for that much. We're talking about that next week.
Yeah, I'm down on that.
All right.
Let's get into that one.
So I have a bunch of statistics pulled up. I'll have them updated by this time next week. God damn it. That now I'm riled up. We'll see you next week on the Floor Chapstick podcast. Have a good day.
Bye.
Mwah.
Say bye.
Bye.
Bye.